The Bren Ten is a cultural icon. In the late 1970s, the military and police forces carried a variety of sidearms, from the old standby .38 and .357 revolvers to the 60-year-old standard military sidearm, the 1911. As criminals and international adversaries evolved, so did the United States. They needed a semi-automatic that had a higher capacity magazine than the 1911 and had more power than the .45 ACP. They needed a gun that could be carried easily, fired accurately, and with enough stopping power to take down any opponent in their tracks. On December 13, 1979, Packmeyer gunsmith Thomas Dornaus and police officer Michael Dixon decided that they would start development of a new semi-automatic pistol to address this gap. Their goal was to create the gold standard in combat handguns. On January of 1980, the duo sought out after the best combat mind to advise on this ambitious endeavor. Their odyssey led them to the Gunsight Academy, America's oldest and most prestigious civilian training facility, and of course, the sage wisdom of its founder. Colonel Jeff Cooper was more than a soldier and an instructor. He was a Renaissance man, gathering important information from the beginning of recorded history to the subject matter experts in the current conflicts and dynamic situations facing humanity today. Needless to say, he was the right man for the job. The funny thing is, Cooper was working on a similar project independently. The trio combined their efforts. Dornaus and Dixon provided engineering, development, manufacturing, and marketing, while Cooper provided conceptual design criteria and technical advice utilizing Cooper's principles of what every fighting pistol needs. First, a good sighting system. The GI and Colt factory sights on the 1911 were small, and Cooper believed a wider fixed sight that you could pick up faster on the draw was needed. Second, a refined trigger. Pistols of the time had heavy, gritty trigger pulls that resulted in misplaced shots. A good, crisp pull between 3.5 and 4.5 pounds was optimal in a fighting pistol. Last but not least, a pistol should have no sharp edges. At the time, many 1911s were not honed and would tear up your clothing and your hands alike. Cooper believed in a pistol that feels like a well-used bar of soap. Ergonomics were also something that came into play. The CZ75 was a smooth shooting pistol that was comfortable in the hand, unlike the other Wonder 9s of the day. It had good sights and could be carried in condition 1, cocked and locked. Utilizing these principles, the new gun project was started. The original prototype was named CSP-80, and it was chambered in .45 ACP. But Jeff Cooper insisted that the new gun be chambered in what he termed .40 Special. His ballistic requirements were that of a .40 caliber 200 grain bullet fired from a 5-inch barrel should have the minimum target impact velocity of 1,000 feet per second at all reasonable combat ranges out to 50 meters. The cartridge length was similar to that of a .45 ACP, just 10 1,000ths longer, and it utilized shortened .30 Remington rifle brass as its parent cartridge. The resulting Wildcat cartridge was renamed 10mm Auto, and Jeff Cooper took this and renamed the Combat Service Pistol 80 the Bren Ten. The company was formally incorporated Dornaus Dixon Enterprises on July 15, 1981 in California, and the new factory would be set up in Huntington Beach. The Bren Ten was officially produced from 1983 to 1986, though they started taking orders in late 1982. This forced them to ship out examples before in-depth testing was done. The gun would end up being a commercial failure, due to many reasons, but partially due to supply chain for materials for the magazines. Some guns would even ship without a mag. Can you imagine buying a new combat handgun and not being able to shoot it? The doors would officially close in 1986, but not before the Bren Ten became a cultural icon. It was the hero gun of Don Johnson's character Sonny Crockett in the hit TV show Miami Vice. Michael Mann's fresh look and attention to detail made this show an icon of the 1980s and forever immortalized the Bren Ten. Only 1,500 Bren Tens were ever made. And though the pistol failed, the 10mm cartridge it introduced still remains a popular caliber for self-defense today. In the August premiere auction, we have two very important lots involving the origins of this storied pistol. First up is a pre-production prototype serial Proto No. 1, and it features all the hallmarks of a production Bren Ten. It has the name marked on both sides of the frame, but near that, the slide is marked caliber 45. And though this gun is chambered in 10mm, it obviously uses its predecessor slide, the CSP-80 prototype. Proto 2, which we sold last May, actually has the correct caliber marking, making this gun ultra rare. The barrel to Proto 1 is marked caliber 10mm auto, and it has a Jeff Cooper gunsight raven emblazoned on the frame. It's fitted with black polymer grips that have the Bren Ten logo emblazoned on the side. It also comes with a blued magazine and a Bren Ten manual. It's an amazing piece of firearms history that is truly irreplaceable. Second is a Bren Ten collector's dream. This pistol is consigned directly from an employee of Dornaus Dixon, who started with the company in 1983 when he was only 19 years old, and he stayed with them until their closing in 1986. The employee worked as an assembler, a test firer, and worked as an R&D specialist for his tenure. The pistol was specifically built, hand-finished, and fitted by him. And it bears a special serial number, just for me. He used his pistol as a testing bed for numerous parts and configurations. Some employees were able to order and build their own personal firearm and were able to pick their own serial numbers as a thank you, which the consigner indicates he believes only 4 of these were ever created. This pistol shows an exceptional combination of standard and special features. This one sports hardwood grips with the JC monogram. This style of grips was produced for a limited run. Jeff Cooper's Bren Ten initial commemorative handgun. What makes this rare gun even rarer is the 6-inch barrel. Only 3 of these were ever factory made. Flourishes of scroll engraving on the rear flats of the slide, polished small parts with jeweled sides of the hammer, and serrations of the ribbing of the trigger guard, the rear spur, and the grip straps. On top of this ultra-rare pistol, the lot includes a treasure trove of accessories. This pistol is housed in this aluminum case and has 6 other slide and barrel combos, including a ton of other accessories. Some of my favorite things out of this assemblage of Bren Ten greatness are 2 different Special Forces slide, marked 10mm with 4-inch barrels. Of course, we showed developmental changes through the Bren Ten, including an ultra-rare 45 ACP 4-inch barrel slide combo, and it is one of only 3 known. There are various slide lengths, barrel blanks, multiple sizes for each, and a small tackle box containing a variety of unobtainium small replacement parts. Multiple manuals and grips are also included. This truly might be the holy grail for any Bren Ten fan. Even Michael Dixon's business card and a copy of the 1985 edition of Guns Illustrated featuring the Bren Ten on the cover is included. If that wasn't enough, The brown leather holster is one of only a handful ever made. Please read the excellent descriptions in our catalog to get a complete listing of the slides, barrels, frames, and hard-to-find parts in this magnificent offering. To put it simply, this is your singular opportunity to own this time capsule, a piece of pop culture and firearms history. From Colonel Jeff Cooper to Sonny Crockett, the Bren Ten was a terrific idea that has now become ultra collectible. These are only available in our August premiere auction held in the Cathedral of Collecting in Bedford, Texas. And they're only available right here at Rock Island Auction Company.